Hi, I'm just going to address a few of the frequently asked questions. So these are the questions that I commonly get, and probably most other attorneys as well. Number one, first and foremost, is how much does all this cost? So when people say, how much does all of this cost? It really depends on what it is that they are trying to achieve and the outcomes that they desire. I create a number of different plans. One is the will plan, which is focused on the will and provides additional documents, and the other is the trust plan. Most people these days are thankfully opting for the trust plan because they want to avoid probate. The trust is a lot more involved and again needs to be tailored to your particular situation. As a result, it's hard for me to say this particular price until we've had a meeting. So I tend to prefer to add a range or to discuss a range. So the range is really between, for a couple, $3,500 to $6,500, for a single person, $2,500 to $5,500. And again, there are a lot of factors involved in this cost, what it is that you're trying to achieve, any of the other number of factors that play into this type of document and creating a complete estate plan for you. The next big question is, how long does it take? Well, believe it or not, this largely depends on you. This should really occur in 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes what happens is it's a little bit difficult with scheduling and also getting people to get all of their documents together that we need to ensure that you have a proper and correct inventory in place for your loved ones, asset inventory. So that is very important. And of course, there is the hard decision-making piece. Who's going to serve as a trustee? Who's going to serve as a power of attorney? Who is going to serve as a healthcare surrogate? So if you have not previously thought about these things, this can be a pretty big decision. So that's the other piece. Finally, it's, do you need a will plan or a trust plan? Well, that depends again as well. The trust, of course, avoids probate, which is why it is, in my opinion, the best vehicle to use. The will does start the probate process. The courts have to validate the will, essentially determine whether or not the will is valid. So typically I am going to recommend that trust be used, but there are instances where it's really not appropriate, and we can look at measures to ensure that assets will not fall under the purview of the probate process. So those are the main questions that typically arise. Please feel free to reach out to us with any more questions. Thank you.